Hi, in this video, we are looking at the differences between an atom and a molecule. Now, an atom and a molecule are part of the building blocks of matter. Now, the first difference is that an atom is the smallest particle of an element. Remember in one of the previous lessons, I said that when you break an element into various pieces, a point is reached where you get a piece which cannot be broken down further to get any other piece. That smallest piece of that element is what we call the atom. So the atom is the smallest particle of an element. On the other hand, the molecule is the smallest particle of a compound. A molecule is the smallest particle of a compound because a molecule is formed between same atoms or different atoms, and a compound is formed between only different atoms. So we can say that all compounds are molecule, and all molecules are not compounds. So when you pick a compound, you can actually get a molecule in it. So if you pick a compound like sodium chloride is a compound, but at the same time also a molecule. And so if you break sodium chloride into pieces, you are going to get a smallest part of this compound which exists as a molecule. So a molecule is the smallest particle of a compound because it is found in every compound. Now the second difference is that an atom contains proton, neutron, and electron. Now, in one of the previous lessons, I said that if you pick any atom, it has a center called nucleus. And around the nucleus, we have what we call a shell. On the shells, we have electrons. And in the nucleus, we have protons and then neutrons. So every atom contains proton, neutron, and electron. On the other hand, every molecule is made up of two or more atoms joined together by a chemical bond. So I said that, so an example is this. I have sodium atom. I have chlorine atom. Now, if I want to bring these two together, there must be an attractive force between them. That attractive force is what we call a chemical bond. So when the attractive force exists between the two, we form a molecule called sodium chloride. Now, the third difference is that most atoms do not exist on their own. And the reason is because most atoms are not stable. Right? Most atoms are not stable. It is because they are not stable, that is why they either want to accept an electron or they give out electron. So they always don't want to exist on their own. They always want to bond or interact with other atoms. All right, so most atoms do not exist on their own. The only atoms that can exist on their own are noble elements like helium, neon, argon, xenon. All right, and we call them noble elements. They are found in group 8. These are the only ones that can exist on their own because they are stable. They don't need to give electron or even accept electron. Unlike other atoms, they are not stable, so they have to accept an electron or even donate an electron, give out electron so that they can they can exist. On the other hand, all molecules exist on their own. All molecules exist on their own. Molecules exist on their own because they are formed as a result of two different or same atoms coming together. And these two atoms come together by one giving out an electron and the other accepting the electron. And so when they come together, it becomes stable. All right, because you have given an electron, you have accepted an electron. So this molecule is stable, and because of that, it can exist on its own. So molecules can exist on their own because they are stable. Because they are stable. What do we mean by they are stable? They came together, or they were formed as a result of one part of the molecule giving out an electron and the other accepting an electron. All right. So that is why they are stable. Then the fourth difference is that an atom is very reactive. An atom has a very high tendency to interact with others. Because the atom is not stable, because most atoms are not stable and do not exist on their own, they always want to interact with other atoms. That interaction with other atoms is what we call reactivity. All right. So the ability of an atom to interact with another atom gives that atom its reactivity. So because of that, we say that atoms are very reactive. On the other hand, because molecules are already stable, they are less reactive because they don't need to interact with other atoms. All right. They don't need, even though in some cases there is an interaction, but it is less as compared to the atoms. So atoms are very reactive, whilst molecules are less reactive, sorry. And also we can give examples as the difference. So examples of atoms include sodium, you can talk of chlorine, you can talk of oxygen, you can talk of sulfur, and so on. Examples of molecules, we can talk of sodium chloride, we can talk of sodium oxide, we can talk of oxygen gas, fluorine gas, and so on. Thank you for watching this video, and please let me know your questions in the comment section. Thank you.